Well, well, well. Here we are again for another serving of Waffle Box. As always before the show, I like to pre-warn the listeners for some of the colorful language that you may or may not hear over the next 60 to 90 minutes. Words such as fuck, shit, ass, cunt, and Parmesan cheese could hit your innocent ears, so please don't say that I didn't warn you. Let's hit the music, shall we?
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Ooh, welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 111, we may have successfully found the most unlucky woman in all of civilization. We found out that too much cheese can be bad for you. Oosh, I'm going to hell. Plus Gran Turismo in this week's movie review, plus much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined as always by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here. Mike, it's episode 111 of the Waffle Box. It's the original Waffle Box, coming to you all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. It's the best part of Wednesdays, and you accept no substitutions. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. Producer Lathan, what's good?
I'm feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Thank you for asking. Before we start the show, I'd like to give a quick shout-out to our German listeners who are celebrating World Bratwurst Day. May you all go ahead and deep-throat as many sausages as your heart desires.
Rude.
Wow. Happy Bratwurst Day. What is Brat? Bratwurst is just a funky name for a sausage, right? It
Sausage.
is just a sausage, right? Yeah.
Just German sausage. Yeah.
So get your Steins out and drink your big old beers and listen to David Hasselhoff and have fun.
Ooh. Sign me up. Hell yeah.
I'll still never understand the whole German fascination with David Hasselhoff. Like, I mean, I love the Hoff, but they take it to another level.
Dude, it's like it's that American dream where you're not big enough for the United States, but some other country like a Japan or a Germany or even the Philippines like absolutely worship and adore you. Like, I would love to be a king in the Philippines right now, like just a celebrity god. It's like, oh, Kush Hayes, he's in all of our favorite action movies. Sometimes he does the voices too of that cute cartoon character. Like, good times. Best case scenario.
You just have to be an aging boxer, and they'll elect you.
Ooh,
just do
well, it's not too late
at something, and be well. I
think
guess
technically I only need to get in the ring once.
You have to be
I think I only need to get in the ring once. I already got the aging part down, so I just need to get hit once, and that's it. I'm in.
I did it for you, Philippines, and they'll adore you.
Yes. And then I will get to see Morissette Amon concerts every week.
Oh, she'd be performing just for you. That's how much she'd be adored. Personal concerts.
Akin Kanala.
Other than dreaming of supremacy over in the Philippines, what have you been up to in the last 7 days, Mr. Hayes?
Oh, living the dream, baby. I blessed to be working again another series with the San Francisco Giants. This time with the Tampa Bay Rays, and Monday night. It was a great game if you're a fan of the Rays and you're from Tampa Bay. Otherwise, it was hard show to be a part of, my man.
I mean, if you're from Tampa Bay, you haven't got much going for you, so I'm sure they're all loving it.
Oh god, yeah, they're doing cartwheels in the streets. I imagine like 10-1, or it was like 10-2. So something ridiculously lopsided. So
I just also noticed, look at myself on my screen. I desperately need something here. This wall's looking very bland.
Do. That wasn't always bare. There used to be something there.
Was there?
I think there was, yeah.
Maybe next week I'll just push this TV for those watching. For those listening, I guess there's a TV in this corner. In the other corner, it has the Waffle Box logo on and all my Funko Pops. Maybe I should push it over there to make it kind of look a bit. I don't know. Anyway, for me, oh my god, I am so tired today. I have been because I drink every day. If my doctor's listening,
congratulations.
but I don't like drink. You know, I don't
Nope.
like. You know, I had to have a couple of beers at the end of the day just to relax.
A couple of beers. It's nothing
Whereas
bad. Sure.
recently, because we've had like things going on and yada yada, I've been going out drinking like every like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, month. It's just
hitting up the little local public house.
Well, not so local. Some of them have been going out and exploring, but today, you know, I'm not like hungover in the traditional sense of hungover, but I think I'm at that stage where my body is just kind of like, dude, can we just take 5 for a minute? Like, I'm just a bit worn down.
Yeah, listen to the body.
But one good story came out from yesterday's festivities. So I won't mention the bar or the person that served us, just in case he gets in trouble. I don't think he will, but just in case. So there was a beer called Ghost Hawk, right?
Ghost Hawk.
Like
it's a dead hawk
that has come back.
The ghost of a hawk.
Yeah, to haunt the people that killed it, to vengeance and things like that.
I'd watch that movie.
And so after a couple of those, I went to order another one, and I genuinely made a mistake, and I just called it a Nighthawk because I guess it just sounds like. So I was like, "Oh, can I have a Nighthawk?" And the guy was like, "What the fuck, a Nighthawk?" And then he's, "Oh, do you mean a Ghost Hawk?" I was like, "Ah, yes, Ghost Hawk. That's what I want." And so then it became like a game of like, what else can I call this beer? And it went on and on until eventually, the last beer I ordered, I asked for a Majestic Hawk. May I have a Majestic Hawk, please, sir? And he served me. He smiled and served me. And then when I get the check, I'm like, "Ooh, hang on a minute. He hasn't charged me for all of my Ghost Hawks. This is nice." Until I looked
that's twice in a row.
Well, no, but then I looked further down the receipt, the check, and I guess he'd manually inputted one where he charged me for one Majestic Hawk, which, remember, boys and girls, isn't a beer that exists. And he charged me 1 cent for my Majestic Hawk. What a guy. I think that's somehow better than getting it for free. It's weird, but
I was going to say, like, I was totally going to say this guy is just fucking with you. And, you know, but that's a beautiful story. 1 cent at the end. Like, you had to actually had to like create effort to put that on the receipt. So yeah, that's fun.
Shout out.
And also kudos to you, dude. You keep getting free beers.
I know. It's my British charm. Although the last time I was in Britain, so I don't think the British charm doesn't go as far in Britain as it does over here. But
maybe you're talking to a Welshman. I don't know. But, you know, like, again, out here, you say cunt, people go, that Mike Fish. I say cunt, like, you're a monster, Kush Hayes.
We don't like that word. He said it. Yeah, but he said it like the prince.
He can say it. He's allowed to say the word.
I was going to say other people that can say something, but I'm not going to get into that. No, get into that rabbit hole.
No. That's why I stopped where I stopped.
Just leave it there. British people can say
why I stopped where I stopped.
It's fine. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to. I'm all caught up. Shall we dive head first into this week's top stories?
Yes, sir.
Lathan, if you could hit the music.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
This week's first top story comes to us from the great state of Texas, where everything is bigger, even your chances to die. So this is where I was alluding to the most unluckiest woman. Is it the most unluckiest or most unlucky woman? It doesn't matter. But anyway, could you imagine? Let's role play right in your head. I'm going to set you a scene, Mr. Hayes. So
I'm a
outside.
firefighter.
Yeah, no, you're not a firefighter. You're a 64-year-old Texan woman named Peggy. And you're outside. It's fucking hot. It's like 110 degrees for whatever reason, because they're
so
melting
fucking hot.
down now. But you're outside. You're mowing your lawn because it's the thing to do. Mowing your lawn. And then, all of a sudden, from the sky, drops a snake. A snake drops from the sky and wraps itself around your arm, and it's all like,
Oh my!
what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? It's doing that.
God.
Turns out the snake was dropped from the sky by a hawk, not a ghost hawk, an alive hawk. So the hawk was carrying the snake, going, yum, 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 I'm going to have snake for lunch. Oops, I dropped it, and it lands on Peggy, and it's obviously not very happy, so it starts attacking Peggy, like, get away, get away. And then the hawk is like, fuck you,
no.
that's my snake. And the hawk drops down and starts attacking Peggy too.
Oh no! You have just figured out a way to enhance my already existing nightmare. Spiders descending upon me while I'm masturbating. Now I have to worry about snakes and hawks attacking me as well while I'm masturbating.
Yeah, so apparently the terrifying ordeal left her with cuts and bruises on her arm and face.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Jesus. So yeah, before she could remove the snake, the hawk attacked, and she said, and I quote, "The snake was striking my face. It struck my glasses a couple of times. I was slinging and slinging. He was striking and striking." She's not very good at coming up with, she needs to read a thesaurus.
She's a little shaky, man. She got bit by a snake. Like, fell from the sky. I think we'll give her a pass on this one.
The hawk appeared just as fast as the snake. The hawk grabbed the snake and was wrapped around my arm and pulled it like it was going to carry me away. Ooh, 2-for-1 deal. And when he did, it flung my arm up. The hawk was carrying my arm and the snake with it. So eventually the snake was pulled from her arm, leaving her startled husband to drive her to a hospital. So her husband was just like standing off to the side going, fuck that, this is between you and the animals. I'm not getting involved.
My husband didn't.
The husband was probably just like over there trying to like slide his wedding ring off and sign up to Tinder at the same time. Ooh, I'm about to be single.
By the way, if that was a snake and a hawk attacking his dog, I bet he'd have got in there. Like, you stay away from Freckles.
100%.
Like, you've seen those videos where like a rabid raccoon attacked the family dog, and the old man just ran in there and just like grabbed the raccoon and just threw it across the yard. Or one of the first Waffle Box episodes we ever did.
Oh, the woman and the bear.
Protected the woman and the bear. Yeah.
He just punched that bear in the face. She didn't give a fuck.
Bear.
What the story failed to mention is that when she was leaving the hospital, she was suddenly run down by a wildebeest. Then, as she was wrestling herself back to her feet, she was punched in the face by a lion screaming, "Get your own dinner, you bitch!" Tough times. You gotta think, yeah, after that, because they always say things happen in threes. So I'd be waiting for I'd be steering clear of all wildlife. Like,
stay in the house.
Not today.
Just lock yourself in the house. Oh my goodness.
That's why I would love. I mean, obviously, right now it's literally burning. It's like lava. The floor is lava in Texas right now. But I've always been like, I could do West Coast like that or down south, that kind of, just for the weather. You know, I'm sick of this fucking snow and rain and bullshit. I just want nice. I want to be able to. I want to open my presents on Christmas Day and then get into my pool. That's what I want to be able to do. But then I read stories like this. Like, we have, like, I know I've mentioned it before, we have like garden snakes and things like that, but they're like, they're just like, ooh, Jesus, and it fucks off. Like, that's it. But I don't want a big old fucking snake, and fuck that.
Hawks. Yeah. Until the hawk actually made its return to the story. For a second there, I thought we were making a call back to your earlier story about ghost hawk. I was like, well, the snake clearly bit the hawk, and that's why it dropped the snake, because it's now been poisoned and it's probably dying very painfully. Nope. Or at least we'll never know.
Oh. And then to celebrate it, just the hawk washed that snake down with a nice, cool ghost him beverage.
A ghost him.
Now,
We have
this
fun.
next story, this may be a first for Waffle Box, because this
first.
story involves a person who did, unfortunately, pass away. However, not normally am I one to make light of someone dying. I read this story and I was like, yeah, I'm not passing on this one. So this next story is from Italy, where a man who works at a warehouse where he makes and stores cheese. And so he was Giacomo Chiapparini.
Okay.
Sure. A 74-year-old man from the Lombardy region in Italy was walking through his warehouse when a shelf in his warehouse broke, to which caused a domino effect, which brought down, quote, thousands of wheels of Parmesan cheese. Each wheel, apparently, weighs 84 pounds.
Oh, fuck.
And unsurprisingly, this poor gentleman was crushed to death by Parmesan cheese.
Do we know how many wheels of cheese? Or I mean, it probably doesn't matter, but it'd still be interesting to know.
Well, all it says is that the domino effect brought down thousands of wheels of cheese, and it took
thousands
12,
of wheels. Oh my god!
And it took 12 hours to find his body under the cheese.
God, I hope he went quickly.
Just
like
hopefully, the first wheel bumps in on his head, knocks him out, and he doesn't feel a thing. But
right. Yeah, that's the best case scenario for this.
Could you imagine him like trapped under all of this cheese, and he's just probably thinking, like, I brought this on myself. Technically, why couldn't I have just made sponges? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no one's ever died to being crushed by sponges. That's a medical fact.
That's a
I hope this is literally a died doing what he loved situation. Why you would love making cheese, I don't know, but I hope that is this, or this is that.
Please don't get me wrong. This is a tragic story, but also spare a thought for those that have to try and keep a straight face during his eulogy. Giacomo was a warm-hearted, beautiful soul that was taken from us far too early when, let me check my notes here real quick. Yes, when he was crushed by 84,000 pounds of Parmesan cheese.
Yeah. It's a little bit embarrassing, but what's really horrible... I
would like to know what... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so what's really horrible is that the way the story ends, so it says, like, some of the wheels reportedly fell about 33 feet, so that's coming down at some knots. And the local resident told Italian media that the collapse sounded, quote, like thunder. And then it ends, the economic damage caused has been estimated at around 7 million euros. Like, we don't need to know that. The guy's dead. Oh, but it cost a lot of money,
No, I'm totally interested in that. 7 million euros is it's roughly about, I want to say, $8 million. Euro's taking a small dip.
Oh yeah.
Euro's taking a small dip. Also, how much of that were they able to preserve? Did they just throw everything away because it like hit the floor? Like, there's stuff. There's definitely Parmesan wheels that are directly on top of the recently deceased that are tainted. Those have to get thrown away.
Oh yeah,
blood and. But like
dead body cheese.
How many layers of that do we go through before like this one's okay, this one's okay, this one's okay?
You have to think out the thousands of wheels. You could at least save at least half. I'm thinking. Yeah, because ones are on the floor and on the deceased. Don't want those. But eventually they
Don't-
start
definitely don't
falling on
want
each
those.
other, and it's like,
Yeah. You ever drop like a 50-pound plate on the floor? A 50-pound weight.
Do I look like a person that can lift 50-pound weight?
All right, good point.
These
Have you
war
ever seen someone
pistols.
do that then?
Well, I've heard. I guess it would make a big noise and like.
It makes a big noise when you drop it on the concrete. So I have to imagine that's what this sounded like.
Well, R.I.P.
Right.
Giacomo Chiaparini. Like I say, he died.
Producer
doing what he
Lathan
loved.
called him Giacomo.
Giacomo. Yeah, that's what you fucking insensitive bastard. Giacomo. Isn't that like a brand? I don't know if it was. No, it was Giacomo. There was a brand in the UK that was for like clothing brand for the larger gentleman.
Okay.
Giacomo.
Yeah, I think the only European clothes that like crossed over to the middle American consumer was a Tommy Hilfiger, and I'm not even sure that that's European. I think he's just
Adidas?
European and started a business in the States. Oh, Adidas. Yeah, that's right. Adidas, German. I learned
Puma.
that through the Michael Jordan movie.
Puma and Adidas, obviously formed by brothers. Fun fact.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they had a split up, and then one created Puma. All right, yeah. No one's wearing Pumas that much these days. Very rare Pumas out there.
No. Although I like to call it Puma, still Puma. Anyway, that's
Puma.
neither here nor there.
And your Jaguar.
Let's end the top stories on a little bit of a lighter note. Let's lift the spirits. No pun intended. So a California man was pulled over on a Bay Area highway after he was illegally using the carpool lane. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Not unusual out here.
Bless his heart, though. He tried. He tried to get away with it because he was like, I haven't got any friends, but I need to make it look like I'm legitimately in this lane.
Mm-hmm.
So the only passenger in his car was a mannequin dressed with wearing hats, sunglasses, facial hair, overalls, and a shirt. He also gave him a sleeve tattoos to really try to pull the effect. But yeah, unfortunately, he got pulled over, and apparently the police were like, he's a bit quiet.
Yeah, this is a classic California thing. It's more common in Southern California, but yeah, this is
people carry mannequins.
I'm glad to see this is. Several have done the mannequin gimmick. Some will do the blow up sex doll. Like whatever you can do that resembles a person that'll fit in the passenger seat, so you can take advantage of the carpool lane during carpool hours. Multiple versions of this has been done before.
You know what I have
as long
seen?
as the carpool lane has existed. What have you seen?
Not for a carpool, but just to I guess when you park your car in maybe like at the mall, whatever it might be, and you want to make it look like to the quick eye that someone's sitting in the car. I've seen someone pull a hoodie over the car seat and put the hoodie up over. Oh, it's caught me off a couple of times. It's very good. It's very good. I might try that.
I've seen that with t-shirts too. And sometimes you look out your kitchen window and you're like, why is that person just hanging out? Oh, it's just a car cover. All right.
But the CHP Marin,
yeah, Marin County. That's literally just north of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, okay. So they posted a photo on its Facebook showing the mannequin with the quote, "That moment you get pulled over for a carpool violation and your passenger in the back seat chooses to remain silent."
Yeah. If you're a cop, that's hilarious.
I bet.
That poor little fucker. You just know when he was gluing that fake mustache on the mannequin, he felt pretty damn smart. Sometimes life comes at you quickly, I guess.
Yeah, that's imagine going through all of that effort and still getting pulled over.
He definitely got pulled over, but think of how many times he got away with this. Like
Well, that's
I would
true.
estimate thousands of times this was not an issue. Like every time he just driving across the bridge, feeling like a king. It's like everyone is stupid but me. It only has to fail once, but think of how many times he succeeded, how many days he got away with this. Yeah, good for you, dude. But now you got
Apparently, the carpool violation carries
now
a
you got to pay.
$490 fee. Woo!
Yep. So the big question here is, he's obviously has to pay the fine, but does he do it? Does he continue to do it?
Oh,
Does he lay
surely
off
they're
it
going to
for a
be
few
keeping an eye
weeks?
out for that now.
Again, this is not a new thing in California. This happens. I would wager this happens at least once a week in California.
If I was him, I would like give it a couple of weeks without doing it and just go the normal route, and then maybe like get a different wig. You know, really try to dress up the mannequin again as someone different. And put it in the front seat. Why are you putting it in the back seat? That looks weird.
Did he put it in the back
chauffeur?
seat?
Yeah, he was in the back seat.
Oh, weird. That is weird.
Yeah. Put it in the passenger seat. Have some company. Like glue like a coffee cup in his hand and everything. Go nuts. If you're gonna go for this effort. Or he might have just been like really pissed off and just walked home with the mannequin under his arm, and his wife's like, tough day at the office. Oh, fuck you. And just threw the mannequin in the trash.
I'm pretty sure he didn't throw that thing away.
No,
all
I mean,
right.
to be fair, if you haven't got
Right.
if you're in this situation where you literally can't get another human being to get in the car with you, that mannequin's probably his only friend. And he probably puts it
just
down
means he doesn't
at
want
the
to drop
dining
people
table
off after work.
and they have dinner together. And he has pretend conversations with it.
When the idea of the carpool first came about, I want to say it was the late 70s, might have been the mid 80s. I don't know, but it was always a big joke in TV sitcoms, like, oh, it's not my turn to drive today, it's your turn. And by the way, you're still driving 3 other people home before you get to work. Everyone hated, people were trying to be eco-friendly, but it also made everybody 2 hours late getting home from work. And people are just like, I can't believe we have to keep driving with Dave. He smells like sardines. Like, can we get a new guy on the carpool? Like, there's always dumb stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't have any friends, but he's trying to avoid dropping off 3 other people at the end of the day.
But surely they have the same system they have over here. It's like, so on the Jersey side,
over there,
they had the George Washington Bridge that connects Jersey to Manhattan. And you just have a bit where if you want to go over into Manhattan and you don't want to pay the $3-4 to get on the bus, you just stand around and eventually people just like pull up and line up and you get in their car, a stranger's car, and they can save a bit of money doing the carpool. And then as soon as you're over the bridge, they drop you off and you get on the train, get in the subway.
How much does that cost, though?
No, it's free. You just jump in this stranger's car and he'll drive you across because it saves him money or her. So loving it.
Although we're already getting into strangers' cars because of the ride shares, but ooh, that sounds suspicious. I mean, thousands of people are doing it a day.
I had to stop doing it because one time, I don't know this for a fact, but one time I just kind of got into someone's car and then halfway across the bridge, it became very clear that I guess this guy had just picked up his family and I just jumped into this guy's car and he had no, like, so everything, he was very awkward. He dropped me off, thankfully, but it was like, oh shit, that was not a guy looking for a carpool help. He was just too polite to say anything. It was really awkward. It was just me and this Asian family in the car.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm too scared to do it again. I'll just pay the money for the bus fare again.
Yeah. Ooh. That ended a lot better than I thought it would. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I could have been shot. Could have been killed. And turned into a sex slave. Anyway, let's move on to talk about people that are achieving things with their lives and have a snazzy little certificate to show their parents. It's time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record takes us to Japan,
Oh, ni hao.
where Shunichi Kano, 31 years old, of Japan, has reclaimed a Guinness World Record
Oh,
for the most drink cans placed on the head using air suction. Yeah,
how does it do this?
just I don't know. So he initially broke the record in 2009 when he managed to suction 9 cans to his head, and then his record was later broken by a guy named Jamie Canhead Keaton. I'm going to assume Canhead was a nickname. Jamie Canhead Keaton, who replicated the feat, but with 10 cans to steal the world record away from him. But Shunichi was like, not today, pal. And he reclaimed the record
son.
recently by upping the ante to 11 cans. He said that the trick to increasing his can total was learning to create air suction on his temples. Okay, you got one water bottle on your head, so you're almost there.
Just the one. Yeah,
Imagine
almost there.
being
11
so
12 more to
confident that
go.
you give yourself the nickname Canhead only to see your, no pun intended, dumb world record broken by someone else. Hey, Mom, can you drive me to the store? I need to buy 12 cans of soda.
Yeah, that's
I mean, this
What?
is definitely going to inspire a rivalry, much like the Joey Chestnut and whoever the Kobayashi. I think it was Kobayashi. In fact, it went on so long. Kobayashi's like, "Eat your stupid hot dogs, fat American. I don't care."
Yeah, it's pretty bad being Canhead. Why'd you get the nickname Canhead? Oh, because I'm the second best person in the world at sticking cans on my head. It's not good, love.
Got a feeling his head is probably shaped like a can.
Well, he said, bless him, Shunichi said that his forehead makes him uniquely qualified for the record. Quote, I have had a big forehead since I was young. Everyone mentioned that, so I felt that I had something quite unique. I was thinking about how I can put this big forehead to good use.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing that he came
yeah.
up with?
You sit around in your apartment during the pandemic, you're just staring at the walls. Eventually, you come up with this.
What?
Yeah, like I'm still curious. Like, so are the cans full? They're clearly not sitting on the top of his head because you said something about he figured out how to use suction from his temples, but your temples are here. Like,
I
okay,
can't
we
even
need
do one.
video for this.
But it's not a unique thing anyway. I've got a big forehead. Everyone who's going bald has a big forehead. You're not unique, pal. You're just
Some
weird.
foreheads are bigger than others, though.
But yeah,
Even
maybe
those going
I'll
bald.
have to Google this. Like, how can you suction cans to your head? And maybe I could try it because I've got a
That'd be good
big
to
old
know.
forehead as well. Ah, there you go. I guess congratulations are in order for Shinichi Kano from Japan for embarrassing Jamie Canhead Keat. Still to come. After the short break, we're talking Gran Turismo. It's a video game movie, so I bet it's really good.
Kind of.
And much, much more. So stick around. We'll be right back after this brief message.
Good morning. Welcome to McDonald's.
And a bright good morning to you, madam. Let's see. I'll have your robust Egg McMuffin extra value meal. A cheerful farm fresh egg in the good company of a warm English muffin, Canadian-style bacon, and gracefully melted American cheese. With crispy hash browns and a small cup of Java. Truly a break that puts the V back in value. Seems a shame you only serve breakfast for another 39 seconds?
Have you had your break today?
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Hey, welcome back to Waffle episode 111. Still to come, we're talking Gran Turismo in this week's movie review, plus a little bit more. But it is the middle of the show, so if you ask me, it's the perfect time to play the middle of the show quiz. This week we're returning to an old favorite. We're playing Either or again with Mr. Kush Hayes, where the 5 questions I'm going to give him a little topic and then 2 options, and he has to pick either or to see which one's the correct answer. It's nice and simple. Nice and simples.
How simple.
Kush sniffs very loudly for the O's. He's just got a little sniffle. He's not doing cocaine. Don't worry, boys and girls. But Kush, are you ready to be quizzed?
I am ready.
Producer Lofi. Let's make it tense in here. All right, question number 1. Start in your field of knowledge. Start movies. Out of these 2, which movie was the highest grossing movie? From 1994, we have The Lion King. So the 1994 animated version. Or 1996 classic Independence Day, starring President Bill Pullman.
That's a good one, Mike. I'm gonna say The Lion King.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
No, Lathan is right. Thank you. Yes, correctamundo.
Oh wait, what? What happened?
Yeah, no, Lathan pressed the wrong fucking button. It was correct. You got it right. Yeah, Lion King 1994 grossed $968,000. Independence Day only $817,000.
Groovy.
Question number 2. Who has won the most Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards? Your 2 options are Selena Gomez, who now stars in the fantastic Only Murders in the Building, available now on Hulu.
I keep hearing good things about that.
Or Adam Sandler, star of Adam Sandler movies.
I'm gonna say Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. Kiddies, who do you like more? Oh, Selena Gomez. She's got 12 Kids' Choice Awards. Adam Sandler only 11.
Only 11.
Yeah. You need to step up your game, pal. Kids don't care about the diamond movies. They don't want you to see you die at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. Anyway. On to number 3. You're cooking now. You're 2-0. You're batting 1,000. Which quarterback in the NFL, out of these 2, has thrown the most touchdown passes? We have Joe Montana or Eli Manning.
Oh, geez.
Joe Montana or Eli Manning?
I'm going with my heart. I'm going to say Joe Montana, number 16, the GOAT.
No! Joe Montana.
That's all right. I'm not mad.
Clocks in at 273 touchdown passes, and the GOAT, Eli Manning, the only quarterback to beat Tom Brady twice at the Super Bowl, 366 touchdown passes. Big Blue!
I mean, that is quite a significant gap, so not good for him.
Now we're talking steroids and baseball, everyone's favorite combination. Who has had the most home runs out of Sammy Sosa or Mark McGwire? Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire?
Mark McGuire.
Always confident this is going straight for Mark McGuire.
Yeah.
Oh!
What?
Mark McGuire.
Oh, I got it backwards.
583. Sammy Sosa, 609 home runs during his...
Oh, I misunderstood the question too. Shit. I thought... All right.
What do you think the question was?
Now we were talking about McGuire's former record. Mark McGuire, once upon a time, had the most home runs in a season. Barry Bonds would break that record, but it was this year where it was a home run chase. So McGuire and Sosa were just hitting home run every goddamn day. McGuire would get the record for the year, but Sosa would actually go on to win the World Series. So it was one of those weird trade-off things. So, but it doesn't matter because I got it wrong anyways. So okay.
They were both juiced up to the eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, they're on PEDs for sure, performance-enhancing drugs. But everybody is on performance-enhancing drugs, regardless of their legality.
You started well. Now you're 500, 2 and 2. This is it.
Damn.
It all comes down to this.
Why do we always gotta make this so dramatic? Kush.
And now we come to our traditional animal-themed question. Which state in these United States of the Americas has the most pigs in it? Which state has the most pigs in it? Ohio or Nebraska?
Geez, there's so much not happening in Nebraska, but
because
watch it
Ohio,
go.
so
I'm still saying Nebraska. I'm still saying Nebraska.
He's going for Nebraska. He's going for Nebraska.
You win.
He pulled it out, yeah. Nebraska.
I am the smartest man in the whole world.
All right.
Or at least in this room.
Nebraska, I know everyone's wondering, has 3.6 million piggies. Whereas Ohio has a measly 2.6 million. You need to step up your game, Ohio. You want to be the best piggy state in the world. But there you go. Fun facts. So you've learned something today.
Facts are fun. I know.
Now it's time to eliminate some things because
oh boy,
it's still summer, but we are cruising towards the end of the summer. It's getting hot. It's getting humid. There's a really annoying pests outside while you're trying to enjoy your day. So let's get rid of one in this week's Trapdoor segment. So yes, as always, in the Trapdoor segment, I'm going to name 4 things. And Kush has to decide which one has lived its final day on this green and blue and fiery now ball that it revolves around the sun. And so, yeah, the theme this week is pests. Pests that annoy you outside of the house or inside of the house if you're unlucky enough. So the 4 options that we have are wasps, mosquitoes, bed bugs,
oh no,
or ants. So we have wasps, mosquitoes, bed bugs, or ants. One of them's got to go. One of them's got to go.
Yeah, you might think this is difficult, but this is very easy here. Well, wasps, super aggressive, but they're staying. Mosquitoes, they super aggressive, they spread diseases, but they're staying. Ants, there's as many, the entire existence of ants in weight measures the exact volume and mass of as many human beings on the same planet. Ants are staying. So bed bugs, you motherfuckers got to go, and you got to go to hell. All right. Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced bed bugs, Mike. I hope you do not. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Bed bugs are terrible. and just bad for your mental health in general, and probably spreading more diseases. And god damn it, like bed bugs, you're going away. This is easiest one we've ever done.
Well, before I push the button to send them down into the void, may I what's the word I'm looking for here? May I put a case forward for bedbug stance? Let me see if I can change your mind. I know this is not respecting the exercise here, but I just want to, because here's my thing, right? Out of the 4, right? But wasps are just in nature. Mosquitoes, sure, you can spray yourself in that repellent and have those candles with the something in it. I don't know what the fuck it is. Citronella. Ants, you can put some stuff up, whatever. But they're just going to always be there, right? Whereas bed bugs, in my experience at least, if you have bed bugs, that tends to mean that you need to clean your bed, pal. You know what I mean? Generally, I'm not saying all the time, but there are things you can tend to do to avoid the bed bug situation. So I feel this could be a wasted opportunity. I'm just thinking, surely mosquitoes. You're just sitting there, you try to enjoy a beer outside, and suddenly you start getting fucking bit everywhere, and it's fucking pain in the ass. Have I swayed you, or are you sticking to your original outcome?
No. Bed bugs can go to hell, dude. Yeah, and I don't know about a cleaning. You only need to bring a bed bug in once, and then you never get rid of them. You never get rid of them. Like, you have to go to extreme measures.
Burn the house down.
I had bed bugs once upon a time, and I caught it because I stayed over one night at the hotel I worked at. One night. Next thing I know, I got bed bugs. And it was thankful that it was time in our lease where the landlady had to give us new carpets. So the same goddamn day, I got rid of my mattress. And that's how we got rid of bed bugs. We got rid of the carpet and the goddamn bed. No, bed bugs can go to hell. That's the only way we get rid of the bed bugs.
Well, there you go. I tried. But bed bugs, your day has come. Oh, they're loud.
No.
Well, congratulations. Now you can sleep tight. And we don't have to do the whole obnoxious show. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Although I hated that saying, because I have no, if there's bed bugs in my bed, what do you want me to do? Do we just stay up all night?
It kind of happens that way, actually.
I mean, you waking up either sleeping tight or not letting the bed bugs bite. You have to stay up all night. You have to be observant. You have to be vigilant. You're not sleeping. You're having a good night's sleep if you're fighting bed bugs. Nonsense.
A bed bug can last over 500 days without eating. It feasts on blood. But you can isolate a bed bug for 500 days, not feed it anything, and it'll still just be like, oh, what are we doing today, bud? Hey, man, fish, wanna hang out? Oh.
That'd be a really interesting superhero. I got bit by a radioactive bed bug.
Oh.
He'd definitely have to be
least sexiest superhero ever.
No, I think Mosquito Man, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good supervillain. Where, what's your power?
Well, he does suck.
I just wait until my foe is asleep, and then as he's about to fall asleep, I'll go past his ear and go, nyeh. And you'd be like, fuck the fuck. That's
Don't get me wrong, that's annoying, but I can hunt down a mosquito. You get one bed bug, they're like born pregnant. It's crazy.
Jesus. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about some movies in a segment that we like to call Kush's Movie a Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
Yes, welcome to Kush's movie review. If you are watching the standalone version on the YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment to tell us what you thought about this movie. This week's movie is Gran Turismo, a movie about a teenager sitting in his bedroom, driving around in a car on the TV screen, bumping into other people, and then getting frustrated and not getting dessert after dinner.
That's actually very close.
Is it?
It's actually pretty close. Well, there's a scene where a lot of that happens. Yeah. Our man.
So
even
I'm
leaves
assuming
the
it's
dining room
based
table
on the
during a
video game,
family
right?
fight. This is actually one of the most unique video games. It is a video game movie, but it's also a biopic.
Ooh.
So the movie is Gran Turismo. There is a PlayStation game that is now over 25 years old, also called Gran Turismo. And this movie does start out with a history lesson. 35 years ago, this one gentleman whose name I've omitted from my records, just fascinated by racing and wanted to create the greatest racing simulator ever. And he came up with Gran Turismo, like just all this detail. In fact, my first apartment out of high school, my roommate and his best friend would play the original Gran Turismo for hours at a time. So 25 years later, or I'm not even sure what timeline it is, cell phones are still a thing, the internet is still a thing. This takes place in the UK, so those giant video game, I don't even know if it's a cafe, but it's an entire retail space just filled with video games. It's not an arcade, but it is what it is. Anyways, this guy who worked on the marketing team for Nissan, he discovered Gran Turismo, and he's like, this is fascinating. Like, this is the most realistic driving simulator that has ever existed, ever. And by the way, its players are logging in more hours than actual real race car drivers of any format. I bet you I could take the top 10 players from around the world, because this is like FIFA. This thing has a global audience. I'm going to take the top 10 players from around the world. I bet you I could make one of them a real race car driver. And starts a contest. Sure enough, finds 10 racers. And one of those racers happens to be a young gentleman out of Wales, or the Great British Republic, Jan Mardenborough. I don't think I said his name right, but there it is. He is played by Archie Madekwe, whose name I definitely butchered. He's joined by Orlando Bloom, that's the Nissan representative, and David Harbour. A lot of people know him from Stranger Things. He was the dad in Black Widow. I like him as an actor. I haven't seen the Stranger Things, but the whole thing is it's kind of like The Last Starfighter. Do you remember that movie, Mike?
No.
Oh, there's this movie called The Last Starfighter. Came out in 1983 when the games were like super, just super infinite. Totally butchered my word there. That's okay. Guy is playing a video game so goddamn much about Starfighter. It was like Star Fox, actually. And then one day an alien comes in. It's like, you are the greatest video game player in the world. You need to help me fight the Grand Armada that's coming to Earth. And he's like, and at first he rejects the journey, but then he's like, all right, I'll do it. Anyway, this actually happened. This guy,
aliens actually came down and got this kid to help him fight a war.
Yeah, from the planet Nissan. Yes, sir.
Fun fact.
Just the facts, ma'am.
This gentleman ends up joining Team Nissan, and the whole objective is to get him to become a real racer. Like, he still has to get his racing permit or his racing license to be at most of these things. And PG-13, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Also included is Jaimon Hansu, who plays young Archie's dad, and Jerry Halliwell, aka Ginger Spice, plays the mom. She's pretty good in this. Like, lots of drama, lots of emotion comes out of her for what little screen time she has. She's pretty good in it.
Well, she has racing driver credentials. Old Jerry Halliwell. She is married to Christian Horner, who is the team principal of Red Bull Formula One.
Okay, yeah. She goes by Jerry Hallowell Horner here. Good. Oh, I am grateful that you know that, Mike Fish. Very good.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, so she's also fascinated by the story. Again, fascinating story. And my biggest I have two complaints here. As always, we get to the runtime. 2 hours and 15 minutes does not suit this thing. This thing should have been 100 tight minutes, or make this thing 9 hours, because the pacing is very clunky here. There's a love interest who, I mean, it's based on a true story, but we always dramatize things or add extra characters to make a story better. I don't think this girl existed. You're trying to tell me a teenager has invested so much time in this one specific video game, to the fact where he's got the whole gimmick where he's got the flat screen and he's got the race car seat and the professional steering wheel. Like, this dude is 1000% invested in this video game before this contest to join Team Nissan ever emerges. And you're trying to tell me that this chick is actually like into him? I don't think this young man knows how to even speak to women, honestly. Once he completes the contest to get into the racing camp with the other 9 contestants, there's a scene where he finally just calls her. She's like, "Oh, I was wondering if you're ever going to call me. It's been months." And it's just like, really? It's just been months? Like, you can't even send this chick a text? Like, you never guess what I did today. Like you're doing some pretty incredible stuff, dude. Like, I can't imagine you're not just talking to anybody about this. So we don't know what the motivations are for the other 9 players. You know, like, there's a baddie from Team America. He's cocky and self-assured, and he's a pretty damn good racer and plays a little dirty, but we don't know anything about him. We don't know why he's a cunt, other than he's just Team America. And then when we get to the final race, they do the 24 hours of Le Mans. And if you saw Ford versus Ferrari, that was obviously a different time period, but it was literally just one racer, one car, don't die. This one, they actually have shifts. So despite the fact that the guy playing Jen Martinborough, it's his race to win, but he's also got 3 alternates. And guess what? The guy from Team USA is there, and by the way, they're high-fiving each other like they're having the greatest time. Like, dude, I can't, like, but it's just like, oh, you're a good guy now? I don't understand. Again, but that's what I'm saying. Make it 100 minutes or make it 9 hours, because there's details that are missing. My other complaint, as discussed, this is supposed to be a true story, but then we get scenes at the dining room table where dad is saying, son, you're playing this video game way too goddamn much. You're not, you don't have a real life. You need real experiences. You need to get out of your room. You're in a dead-end job. It's great that you're employed and able to hold this job, but this job is taking you nowhere. You don't really have any friends. You don't know how to socialize. And he's like, but dad, this is what I'm good at. I'm a racer, and I'm the best racer. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, this kid's actually never been behind the wheel of an actual race car. He doesn't like volunteer at a pit crew over the weekend. Like, he doesn't hang out in his friend's dad's garage, tightening, torque wrenching, whatever. I don't know.
Whatever men do.
He's literally just a dork in his room playing a video game. At the end of the day, Gran Turismo is still a video game. We can call it a sim all we want, but that's it. So the dialogue is real weird. So dad is going like, you need to get out more. And he's like, dad's right. But at the same time, like, you're also going like, but dad, if he doesn't keep focusing on Gran Turismo, we can't get in the contest. Like, it's the dialogue needs to be a little bit better. Yeah. Directed by Neil Blomkamp, the guy who did District 9. He's done a bunch of other stuff, but District 9 is the only thing that anyone remembers. So this is a fantastic movie for him. The action is really good. The racing scenes are really good. The racing scenes are so good that the actual subject of our biopic here, Jan Martinborough, is one of the stunt racers on this film.
Ooh.
And they even like throw a shout out to him. The real character would end up like doing 200 races, and again, like it's all in the title. He's even the stunt racer for this movie. It's a good movie. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. But yeah, biggest complaint: make it 100 tight minutes or make it 9 invested hours. There's stuff I would like to know, but then there's just like I don't believe this girl exists. I could be wrong about that, but still.
But yeah, by the sounds of it could be one of those, another example of like, did this need to be a movie, or could this been a really cool limited series on a streaming platform? Like a good 8 episodes or something.
This was originally due to come out this past Friday, and for whatever reason, a lot of people are thinking it's the writer and actors strike happening right now, but Sony and PlayStation pushed it back to August 25th. So yeah, this is one of the rare times in Waffle Box history we got a preview. So
we got the scoops.
Yeah, we got the scoop, kid. No one else is doing this right now. Again, 4 out of 5. I found it to be a fascinating film. There's some good emotion in it. Like, again, it's a video game. It's based on a video game. The guy who we're focused on was playing a game and then got into a real race car. These things go over 200 miles an hour. They're tiny little rocket ships. And David Harbour's character the whole time is talking about, like, this isn't a game. Once you get in that race car, like, there are real world consequences. You could be vaporized. And guess what? We do experience, I don't mean to spoil anything in a biopic, but yeah, there's an accident and people die, and it affects the story. So yeah, everyone check out Gran Turismo when it comes out. You can wait for the Netflix thing, but I think it's actually, I had a good time watching it in the theater.
There you go. Gran Turismo, August 25th in theaters. 4 out of 5 from Mr. Kush Hayes. All right, let's wrap up episode 111 with getting all in our feels, warm and fuzzy feeling. Because you know what, the world's pretty shitty right now. Everything's on fire, but there are some still good things going on there, and we'll highlight one in this week's feel good story of the week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Let's talk about postpartum depression. A thing where women, I'm getting into it, right? Where women absolutely give birth, and then afterwards, a lot of them get depressed. It's not, it's still kind of like a taboo thing. People are like, oh my God, do you suffer from that? But knowing the people who I know around my world and my life, and I'm not obviously going to mention any names, but I think this is one of those situations where a lot more people suffer from this than we'll allude to, just because maybe they feel weird about it or whatever. Screw it. If you're feeling sad after giving birth, talk to someone, get help, and help may be on the way, because the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, on Friday approved a medication called zuranolone, which is hopefully going to start treating postpartum depression, which is, as alluded to, a severe form of depression that some mothers experience after giving birth. There is a treatment that can be given via intravenous injection at a hospital, but zuranolone is the first pill that can be taken at home. Quote, having access to an oral medication will be a beneficial option for many of these women coping with extreme and sometimes life-threatening feelings. Dr. Tiffany R. Farascione, apologize if I'm butchering that, director of the Division of Psychiatry at the FDA Center of Drug Evaluation and Research. That's a mouthful. The medication is taken once a day for 2 weeks. Clinical trials show that the drug improved symptoms like anxiety, difficulty sleeping, and social withdrawal as early as 3 days after taking the first pill. The trials followed patients for 45 days, and more data is needed to determine if it can be recommended for women who are breastfeeding as of right now. But there you go. That's awesome, because I do know some people who are going through some tough times after giving birth to their bundle of joy. But it's great. That helps on the way. But, postpartum depression, it's like everything else. If you Mike Fish, and I'm being serious here. Mike Fish is being a little bit rough. Don't be afraid to seek help. It's normal. It's just like, it's like asthma. It's shit. But, fun fact, do you know what I have a conversation, right? We're going to have a serious conversation here, right? About this shit. I was talking to someone. Because I've been like dealing with some shit.
I heard you do that. Okay.
Since, my teens, right? And I was like, what do I just kind of went with it, man. I was always weird about going to the doctor and speaking to someone, yada, 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 yada. And it wasn't to a friend, and I'll say, quote, I still remember to this day, word for word, what he said, right? So I was explaining it to him, what I was going through and things like that. And he said, so, like, you're an idiot. And I was like, what? Like, he was like, you're a fucking idiot. I was like, no, so I'm there thinking, like, Jesus Christ, all of my feels, I'm kind of opening my heart to you, and you're going to tell me I'm an idiot? What the fuck? And so, like, you've been dealing with this for, like, years. He's like, if you broke your leg, what would you just try to walk it off? What would you do? Oh, no, I'd go try to get help. All right, if you had a headache and it lasted for 4 days, what would you do? I'd probably go see a doctor. Right, and you've been doing it 4 years and you haven't spoke to anyone? Jesus Christ, why didn't you, like, do it? And I was like, fuck, yeah, no, you're right. And I did. And, on the old good stuff now. So, yeah, don't be afraid.
Okay.
Talk to people, whether it be medication or therapy, whatever. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Get help. That's what I say.
My Zoom box decided to give you thumbs up as well.
I saw that.
Like we approve.
Very nice.
I too have also been seeing. I've been in therapy since I've in and out of therapy since I was early double digits, early like pre-teenager double digits. Never put on any medication or anything like that, but it definitely helps. And I've been seeing someone consistently since about a year into the pandemic. And guess what? I have a meeting with them this Friday before I leave the country. So, yeah, man, it's good. Go seek help. Most folks don't know that that's a thing that's available, honestly, or they have the wrong idea. I have a friend who's also going through some ill shit right now, and they don't know the difference between a psychiatrist and a therapist, which is weird because they're seeing a psychiatrist, whereas I'm seeing a therapist. So.
Yeah, I tried the therapy thing. Didn't quite work out for me, but I will try it again because, as they say, if you go to a restaurant and you have a bad burger, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to not eat burgers ever again, or you're going to maybe try a different restaurant. So, sometimes the first one doesn't hit it out of the park. Just find someone else. It's all good. There you go.
It's a process. It's not an overnight, not an overnight thing. So.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. But there you go. Yeah, fantastic news. True. Everyone is going to be healthier soon, hopefully. And on that note, let's wrap this bad boy up. Episode 111 in the books. Kush, I know you have been a busy boy, but have you managed to update the microdose this week?
Oh boy, microdose number 167 is going to drop this Friday.
Woo!
We're talking with a volunteer of the Redhead Days Festival, Miss Lizanne Peters. She's a resident of Belgium, but she's going to be in the Netherlands, and we're all going to celebrate our gingerness. And hopefully, next week we might be doing a waffle box from the Netherlands. That's a big TBD, but that would be a pretty cool goal.
Hell yeah, it would. Hell yes. But yes, make sure you check out all of our socials. Make sure you get us on X or Twitter at WaffleBox, and on Instagram, Facebook at WaffleBoxPod. Go to enjoywafflebox.com for all the links of how you can share. You can go to wafflemerch.com, get a cool t-shirt. If you want to get early access to this episode, go to extrawaffle.com, subscribe, $2 a month, and we'll drop some bonus shows on there as well. Speaking of bonus shows, if you haven't already seen, we have a YouTube exclusive. Just kind of get a little bit of a teaser for what will be eventually going on to the Patreon. Our top 5 TV theme songs that are karaoke worthy. Go to youtube.com/@waffleboxpod where you can check that out. It's a good night from me. It's a good night from Kush. Lathan. Say goodnight to the folks.
So long, everyone. If you've learned just one thing from this week's show, it's to store your cheese on the bottom shelf of your fridge. Otherwise, you may not live to tell the tale.
Great advice. Great advice. But until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.